This IHSA championship event is presented by Country Companies Insurance. When it matters most, the country's behind you. And by Pepsi. This is the one. Great cola taste, only 1 calorie. We come to Loves Park outside of Rockford to find a new Illinois State Class 2A boys soccer champion. Welcome in Brian Davis and Ed Vicinic back at it at the Wedgbury Soccer Complex tonight. Ed, we're looking at Naperville North, and Rockford's Boylan High School ought to be a dandy.
Well, it should be, because we're going to see two teams that play very similar styles. They like to possess the ball, knock it forward, play it back, play it wide, so it's going to be the team that brings their game, and they're going to be allowed to do that on this bigger field tonight.
The Titans punched their ticket to the state tournament, first of all in the Super Sectional, with an overtime victory 4-3. They defeated Barrington, then came here, and in the quarterfinals knocked off Lyons Township 2-0, and this afternoon in the semifinals defeated the defending state champion Fremd High School out of Palatine. Major subtraction, though, from the Titans lineup tonight. Their leading scorer, Trevor Brown, puts even more pressure on the Titans midfield.
Well, it does. You know, the Titans are very solid from top to bottom. They're without their leading scorer, but what makes the Titans go is their midfield. They make some magic in there. They got 3 guys, Mike Rizzo, Mike Roach, and Nick Padron, that work very well together and spring their forwards.
Let's take a look at the Huskies of Naperville North, who first of all in the Super Sectional defeated their crosstown rival Naperville Central on penalty kicks. Then in the quarterfinal, a 3-0 victory over the Chicago Public League champion Amundsen, and in the semifinal, a hard-fought 1-0 victory over United of East Moline. The coach, Dave Booker, says that this was survival. Now, this is a team, Ed, that's got some pretty good balance, but a lot of the attention goes to everybody's all-stater, Kevin Wicker.
Yeah, but, you know, you got to mention the defense. This is a defense of the Huskies that has not allowed a goal through this entire tournament. But you're right, the stud is Kevin Wicker. This guy has great skills, great vision, but his danger is he can score from anywhere. Strikes the ball very well. He is dangerous.
We've got our woolies on tonight. It is chilly, but some heavier weather that we were expecting is holding off, at least for now, as Boylan and Naperville North set up for the title fight on Fox Sports Chicago. We're set for kickoff at the Wedgbury Soccer Complex. Rockford Boylan, 24 victories, 1 loss, 3 ties in 1998. We take a look at a Titans lineup that includes 8 seniors. Watch out for Matt Sahag, 7 goals out of the back this year. They're going to need somebody to step up and help replace Trevor Brown's 21 markers on the season. This group playing in front of Jeff Myers between the posts. Myers with a fine season, splitting time with Chad Brown. 15 games for Myers coming into the state tournament. A goals against average, just over 1/4 goal a game. Naperville North, 20 victories, 4 losses on the season. Kevin Wicker is their main man, but watch out for Greg Jays out of the back. He's playing like an angry man, says his coach, Dave Booker, who in his 19th year has won 305 games for Naperville North. The man between the posts, Blake Decker, with a goals against average under 3/4 goals a game. He played the majority of the minutes for the Huskies this season. 20 victories, 4 losses, and 3 ties. And the losses to teams like Lincoln Way and Waubonsee Valley and St. Charles and Lyons Township. And Boylan did not lose until the final game of the regular season. Boylan will be defending the goal to the right. They'll be wearing their green uniforms. Naperville, the home team in this one, and we are underway in the 2A State Boys Final.
Just from the get-go, I'm kind of surprised they just whacked the ball down the field, given the fact that both of these teams are very good in possession and like to control the ball, and they start out with a whack down the pitch.
I wonder whether David Booker took a look at the way things worked out in the semifinal against the Moline United High School, East Moline United High School. It was a very difficult game for them to get any flow going, and now the cross out of the back, running into the corner. That's going to be a corner kick. It was deflected away by the Titans defense, and so Naperville North with a good chance in the first minute of play.
One of the things that whack down the field allowed Naperville North to do is get it deep, put some pressure on, and create this corner kick. So they got it deep in the attack zone, and there's the man, Kevin Wicker, to put it back in play.
Wicker with 14 goals and 15 assists on the season. Lofts it high, looking for Jays in the back. It's headed up by Dan Newman, senior midfielder, handled easily by Myers, and he'll start Boylan in the other direction. Good booming kick into Naperville North's defensive half. Jays is on the ball as Tyler Johnson closes. Now they battle along the near touchline, and that call goes in Naperville North's favor.
Greg Jays is a load, 6'3", 195 pounds for the Huskies of Naperville North, and likes to come forward out of the back.
Reason is Coach Booker says that he's playing like an angry man is that he feels as if he was overlooked for all Chicago area and all state recognition. Take a look at Tyler Johnson. He scored 10 goals this season for Boylan.
He's got some big shoes to fill. He's starting in spot of Trevor Brown, who is a big loss for the Boylan Titans.
Brown picked up a pair of yellow cards in the semifinal against Krem, one of them with a minute and change remaining in the match. 2 yellows equal red, and a suspension for this final tonight.
Well, that call will be talked about, and some people will say that that late in the game, the officials shouldn't have given a yellow for something like that, but you know what? Trevor Brown should not have put himself in a position to get his second yellow that late in the game.
Jim DiZallo, the Titans coach, says it did deflate us a little bit, so regrouping the header. Wicker, now Ryan Strazala comes to clean it up, and it's cleared away by Sehag. Chris Kennedy plays it back to Patterson rather. He loses the ball though. Nice move by Steve Najoka. Najoka looking for Johnson, and Johnson is called for the foul.
That was a quick glimpse of how Boylan can come through the midfield very quickly.
Anthony Manitti charging for the Huskies. Manitti with a great finish for the game-winning goal in the semifinal against United of East Moline. He was left unmarked at the back post, and he made the Panthers pay. Najoka looking for Johnson. Ball is cleared away and the race is on. Kennedy and Roberto Meza, one of 3 captains on Boylan's side. Kennedy is called for the foul, so a restart for Boylan.
Matt Sayeg is a stud for Boylan. This guy was the MVP of the NIC 9 as a defender. He's got the total package, a left footer. He's strong in the air, strong to the ball, and he can come forward.
Strazala is tripped up in the middle of his defensive half. Ball is played to Wicker and off of Nick Padron. You'll see that combination a lot tonight. Padron marking Wicker the same way that he marked John Zamano of Friend in the semifinal.
Well, that's what key battle that we're going to be talking about tonight, because Padron just basically took Zamano out of the game, and that's what he's going to be trying to do to Wicker tonight.
Padron also had a goal in the quarterfinal victory over Lyons Township. Battle in the corner, and Doug Newman, or rather Dan Newman, is called for the foul as he and Sehag are locked up in the corner. Kennedy settles it down, pushes it down low, looking for Manitti. Manitti is well marked by Mark Carlson. Good tackle by Carlson. Play continues on the near touch line. Carlson tries to come away with it. Newman will not let him. Left foot into the area, 18-yard line. The ball is cleared. Kellen Lawler, Boylan's sweeper. Stopped the attack by Naperville North. Now on the far side of the field, Jason Ballard starts the Titans in the other direction. Steve Najoka battling at midfield. The ball is played down low for Johnson. He's got a double team to deal with. He gets to the D, buys himself a little bit of time, and now into the area. The ball played a little bit behind Roberto Meza. And a long shot and a save. Mike Roach put the left foot into it, and Blake Decker makes the short save on the short side.
One of the things that Mike Roach does so well is he makes these late runs out of his deep midfield position, and he gets into the attack, kind of sneaks in there. His teammates know he makes those runs. Got him the ball that time, Mesa, and Roach had a lash.
Roach scored 13 goals during the season for Boylan. What a drop-off. At 13 goals, he is second on the score sheet to Trevor Brown, who after his ejection in the semifinal told his mates Hey, one man doesn't make a team.
From the Titans standpoint, and the coach, Jim Zallo, said, you know what, that's just another obstacle that we have to overcome. We've done it all year. Somebody's going to have to step up. Can't do anything about what has happened. Let's go for it.
Ball is played for Nijoka. Doug Patterson is there. Patterson, one of his 2 assists on a high ball to Anthony Minetti for the goal in the 62nd minute this morning against East Moline. Only goal of the match. It was huge. Foul called on the far side. Naperville North will get the restart deep.
One of the twin Pattersons, Derek right there. Patterson just a little bit late. And the Titans will have a free kick from wide on the right side.
Over the wall and into the air. The header by Sahag, controlled by Decker, but in the early going, Boylan with the best opportunities.
Matt Sahag is very good in the air, not only defensively, but offensively as well. He just has a knack for the ball. That's a guy you're going to enjoy watching.
Johnson plays it to the middle to Mike Rizzo. Another foul just beyond the circle. Let's take a look at that last play.
Let's watch the senior again. He rises above just about the penalty spot. Headed the ball down, just didn't have a lot of pace or power on the head ball.
Sahag has some space. He lays it into the area. Nijoka with a chance. Decker is there. Corner kick, Boylan.
One of the dangerous things that the Titans do, make those far post runs, and they're able to service the ball from the midfield spot over the defense to late runs. This time Sahag, what a left foot he's got, and look at Nijoka sneaking in. They had 2 guys running to the back stick. Unfortunately for the Titans, they couldn't get there, but they get a corner kick out of the deal.
Goal kick is taken by Ryan Strazala. Strazala makes a contest. Crosser shot not sure from the far side. Carlson puts it back inside the area. It's headed out by Jays. Now low. The shot comes from Padron. Doug Patterson and Nijoka locked up on the far side. Jays comes to help. Wins the ball out of bounds. Naperville North.
That's going to be a good matchup to watch, too. Number 4, Steve Nijoka in green against number 9, Doug Patterson in white, or number 21, Devin Connor. Connor and Doug Patterson, the 2 man markers, and Nijoka is just a very explosive player. He's a finisher, and he's the guy that you got to watch out for if you're the defense of the Huskies.
Scored the goal to ice the victory over Fremd. He also had a goal and an assist against Lyons Township. Nijoka taken down, the double team. Patterson, both brothers Patterson were there. Strazala marking Rizzo. Derek Patterson is fouled.
He's been a very active player, Steve Nijoka, the junior.
Boylan has had a very physical tournament. 57 fouls in the first 2 games, with 6 yellows in the red to Trevor Brown in the semifinal against Fremd. Boylan has outscored its opposition 118 to 15 on the season. You talk about the run of shutout soccer that the Huskies have played. They've outscored their opposition 63 to 20. Minetti marked by Carlson. Carlson wins the ball with a little bit of help from Mike Roach, and it's cleared.
Naperville North has been under siege for the early portions of this game. And they need to keep a little possession of the ball when they get it.
Padron loses the ball. This is Matt Monahan off the bench for Naperville North. He lays it to Tony DeFalco. Into the area, looking for Wicker. It slowed down Minetti. The flag may have been up, or was it a push? We're not sure. Goal kick or free kick. Offside flag was up. There's Dave Booker. 19 seasons. As we mentioned, his 5th appearance in the state tournament. This is his first time in the final match. Benetti can't get there before Sahag does. Sahag plays it up to Rizzo, marked by DeFalco. Tony DeFalco may have saved the Huskies bacon in a scoreless match against United of East Moline. Blake Decker went out to play the ball on a restart. Rebound was shot onto goal, and DeFalco was there to make the save. Here's Johnson with through ball. Marked by Devin Connor. Into the corner, that'll be a throw-in. Padron taken off the ball by Strazala. Sahag fires it into one of the Husky defenders, Patterson. Derek Patterson starts the counter, but then is tackled. Kellen Lawler into the Huskies' end, intercepted by Kennedy. Chris Kennedy goes down. That'll be a free kick for the Huskies.
Nick Padron with the foul. He's the guy who's going to be chasing Kevin Wicker around the foul. But the thing about Nick is, you know, in talking to Coach, the first thing that comes to mind when Jim DeZala talks about Nick Padron is he's creative. So he's given himself up for this team right now to play defensively.
Wicker to the 18-yard line. It's cleared by the Titans. Kevin Wicker has had it tough this week. Started out with the flu, bruised his knee in the quarterfinal game against Amundsen. As a matter of fact, it was a little too stiff to start in the semifinal, in which he then played defense and central midfield. Nice win of the ball by Roberto Meza. Beats Kennedy. Up the line to Tyler Johnson. Triple team. Kennedy comes away with it. Looking for Wicker. Padron heads it out twice. Johnson clears. Derek Patterson playing wide against Jason Ballard. Look at him go into the corner. Nice run by Patterson. But beyond the end line, that'll be a goal kick for Boylan. We'll take a break. IHSA Class 2A Finals on Fox Sports Chicago. We're in the 14th minute at the Wedgbury Soccer Complex in Loves Park outside of Rockford. Boylan and Naperville North are scoreless. Strazala's ball is banged right back out by Carlson. Wicker cannot control. Najoka has a chance. He's running into 3 North defenders, and a great win of the ball by Doug Patterson. Benetti is sent down. Sahag is called for the foul, and so the restart from about 35 yards out for Naperville North.
Matt Sahag introduces himself to Anthony Benetti.
You talk about 2 senior-dominated teams, 8 seniors on Boylan's side, 10 seniors started for Booker and the Huskies. Wicker with the cannon over everything.
I think one thing we got to talk about is the size of this field. You know, in years past, just because of locations, high school soccer games and teams have been forced to play on football fields, which aren't nearly as wide as they need to be to allow the game to be played the way it's supposed to be played. This field right here at Wedgbury Soccer Complex, 118 yards long, 76 yards wide. It just allows the better teams to show their stuff.
Does that become a tactical issue or a conditioning issue?
Well, at this stage of the season, I think it's more conditioning for these guys who are used to playing on smaller fields. Although in Rockford Boylan's case, they play on bigger fields, so they can use their skill to spread it out. And both the styles of both of these teams fit into playing on a much bigger pitch.
Ryan Strazala, his sister Courtney, played in the girls' championship game last June. Now Benetti to Wicker. Wicker splits the defense. Padron catches up nicely. Wicker keeps the play alive. Tries to buy himself some room as he plays it to the end line. He and Padron are still battling. Now Meza comes to help, and it's played off of Wicker for a goal kick for Boylan.
That was just great stuff. Two guys who can do the deal going at it, and that time Padron got a little bit of a better. Now watch, the great ball through. Wicker turns on the gas, but Padron is with him step for step. Little nudge there. Doesn't buy the fakes, gets some help eventually, but that's just a one-on-one battle. That's part of the game, the little part of the game that we're going to be seeing.
Where do you go for all the latest and greatest information on your favorite Illinois high school teams and athletes? Next time, log in to www.ihsa.org. And a good website that one is. Up the line to Jerry Birch. Off of Derek Patterson, so the throw in. Looking for Nijoka. Doug Patterson is marking. It's off of Nijoka. Possession to the Huskies.
Right now, the Titans got two speed burners up front, Nijoka and Birch. Both of these guys can run and run hard. So the man markers of Devin Connor and Doug Patterson need to be on their toes. These guys can fly. They're going to get help also from Greg Jays.
Doug Patterson just misses his brother, who does catch up to it, clears it into the Boylan end of the field with Matt Monahan running strong onto the ball. To the middle, Ryan Struzala. Tony DeFalco is marked by Mike Rizzo. Struzala, not enough pace on the ball to the far side. It's intercepted. It's sent beyond the touchline.
I think it bears note that you need to know these teams are playing their third game in 2 days. This is just a brutal, brutal thing to have to do inside, especially on a pitch like this. And I've been very impressed with the pace of the game and the speed with which the boys are going after loose balls.
Sahag was looking for Birch, who was marked by Devin Connor. There's Jim DiZallo in his 5th year. Shot is knocked by Jays back to his keeper, Decker, for an anxious moment for the Huskies fans. But Jays had the notion, and Decker had the anticipation.
Nick Padron with a right-footed lash from out high. That kind of came out of nowhere. Nick really didn't show it. A good reaction from Blake Decker.
With the throw in deep in its own end. Struzala into the air from Monahan. Has a little trouble controlling, now does under some pressure from Padron. Doug Patterson plays it wide. He was looking for Dan Newman. Here comes Nijoka. Running onto the ball is Roberto Meza. Now Roach wide to Jim Mattis. Off the Boylan bench. The cross from Rizzo, headed away by Jays. 6'3", they use him in the air so effectively, and now Wicker got a full head of steam to the near side. He gets around one defender, now plays it into the middle of the field, and he's fouled. Roberto Meza is going to go into the book, I believe. The referee, Steve Davidson, halts time.
Well, I don't know if Kevin Wickard was touched. He sheds a mark right there. Watch. Unless Roberto Meza came and just kind of clipped him a little bit, it looked like he fell on his own.
Now Newman from Wickard, and just intercepted by Mike Roach. Great anticipation and touch by Roach. Nicely designed play by North. Meza did not go into the book. We're at the midpoint of the first half of the 2A state championship game. Rizzo to Roach to the Huskies, out of bounds.
See, here's Naperville North doing a little what to tighten out a giveaway.
Birch had a chance, and he's knocked down as Jays came steaming in.
How about 5'8" Jerry Birch going up against the big boy?
Jays plays it up the touchline. Both teams have their rotations working. Tanner Van Kampen, junior midfielder, now onto the pitch. Decent crowd and an enthusiastic one here tonight in Loves Park. Temperatures in the middle 30s. Thought we were going to have rain mixed with snow, and so far so good, which means we haven't seen it. Carlson plays it back to Sahag. Now for Rizzo. Behind Padron, it's cleared by Van Kampen. Sturzawa challenges Padron. Now the called on Matt Monahan.
One of the great
as Roach goes down.
One of the great things that the Titans do is they all protect the ball very well. They're able to accept it, hold off a mark, allow some teammates to get forward and either draw a foul or lay it off. They're very strong on the ball.
Rizzo pops it into the area. Padron to the left foot and over the bar.
What a turn by Nick Padron. This is the guy that has been chasing Kevin Wicker around all game long, folks. Here's the protection of the ball against big Greg James. Boom, left foot, and that didn't miss by much.
Najoka had the first goal in the quarterfinal against Lyons Township, and then just 3 minutes later, Padron put the dagger into the Lions. 9 goals on the season. Another foul in the midfield and another restart for the Titans. Birch double teamed. Mesa can't help. Padron gets position on Monahan, but the ball is taken away by Devin Connor. Van Kampen pressuring Sahag. Devin Connor. Now Carlson. Ball laid into the area. Devin Connor called by his coach Booker, who's one of the 2 best marking backs that he has ever had in his 19 years at Naperville North. The other one is Doug Patterson. Up the line, and Monahan can't get there. Nice physical taste in this one as well.
Well, the thing about this big field is you're not as close to your opponent all the time. There's room to spread it out, and it allows for more flow and less fouls, but these 2 teams are playing for a state championship. Obviously, you're going to get a little banging.
Van Kampen and Mesa. Battle for in the corner. It's off Naperville North, so a goal kick for Boylan, which suffered its only loss of the season to Glenbard North in the final game of the regular season. Jim DiZallo says that was probably good for us, especially given some disciplinary issues that had cropped up in the latter part of the season, which, among other things, took Mike Sahag, an 11-goal scorer, out of the lineup for the duration.
Jim DiZallo has had to juggle things quite a bit this season, but he's got a side that is very strong at every position.
Sahag gets ahead of steam, beats 2 Naperville North defenders to the ball, but now hits it as he looks for Rizzo on the far side, intercepted by DeFalco.
Number 13 in the game is actually the backup goalkeeper, Chad Brown, who made an excellent run on that move upfield to clear a defender on the right side, but unfortunately Sahag was unable to get the ball to the right wing for the trailing run.
Naperville North's 20 victories on the season, the second most in Booker's tenure. Team won 23 in 1987 when it advanced to the semifinals. Minetti can't hang on to it, but Monahan cleans it up. Here's Newman. Carlson beats him to it. They play into the corner, and that's off of Newman to Rockford Boylan.
There's our backup keeper, wearing number 13, doing a little running around up front. Doug Warren for Fremd also played a little forward in the semifinal loss.
Newman heads it to Sahag, and the push is called on Anthony Minetti.
I don't know what this trend is with all these goalkeepers. I think they can play up front. Stay in your goal where you belong. No, I'm just kidding.
Had a guy that tried that for the Chicago Fire in Major League Soccer and found himself
out of the country.
Out of the country. Jorge Campos, Zach Thornton had such a great season for the Fire in MLS. Now here's Padron. Padron looking for Brown. Monahan gets the boot on it. Jays picks it up for the Huskies and starts Naperville North in the other direction. Yes, indeed. Mike Roach will go into the book.
Direct kick for the Huskies.
In the 27th minute.
Well, he tried to slow down Greg Jays, and indeed he did. Jays is feeling the effects of that one, but Jays was just picking up a head of steam, and Roach went in hard. There's the move around. Yep, just stepped in. Trying to throw his body inside, couldn't get there, and actually kind of leg whipped him. And Mike Roach gets the yellow card. He'll sit out until his next chance to get in, or Coach DiZallo deems it okay that he can re-enter. But Mike Roach has a body that allows him to do that. 6 foot, 170 pounds. He uses it well. Scored 13 goals this year.
Wicker. Monahan almost gets it back. DeFalco comes to clean it up. He fires. It's deflected by the defenseman. Nitti heads it down into the area. Meza is there. Newman wins the ball in the corner. Plays it back out to Kennedy. He's under some pressure from Chad Brown, but he launches it inside the area. Cleared by Kellen Lawler. Derek Patterson to Wicker. And he's tackled off the ball. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, by Mike Rizzo.
Well, the thing about Mike Rizzo, number 10 in green, is he's got such exceptional skills and playmaking abilities, but you know what? He gets down and dirty back into defense, too. Not afraid to stick in, play some defense, and then go forward. He is a rare combination of a creative midfielder that loves to get in and work hard defensively.
Flicked on by Chad Brown and banged right back out by Jays. The thing that he did there, even off balance, it looked like Wicker was going to have a fair amount of space, which this is a guy who plays for the U.S. under-17. You don't want to give him that kind of room.
Without question.
Unless, of course, you're Naperville North.
Wicker, look at, there's Wickard, and there's no number 7 around him. What happened? Ah, there he is.
Number 5, Ryan
sneaking
Zala,
into the picture.
number 10, Chris Stump, into the lineup
Chris
for the
Stump
Huskies.
off the bench for Naperville North, and he's in the middle of the play there. Now Doug Patterson double teamed. Carlson goes down. Scrum for it, and away comes Derek Patterson. Nice win of the ball, and here's Wicker to take it right back.
Somebody get a traffic cop over there. Lots of legs swinging around.
Chad Tyler, junior defender, is off the bench
Direct
for
kick
Boylan.
for the Huskies.
Huskies will get a restart from, not quite 25 yards out. Wicker inside, it's headed out by Sahat.
Dangerous ball from Kevin Wickard. It was swinging in, diving down, and the Titans able to get a head on it, get it out of trouble.
We're scoreless as we head to the later stages of the first half. Boylan and Naperville North playing for the title on Fox Sports Chicago. Welcome to the Wedgebury Soccer Complex in Loves Park. With Ed Vicinic, I'm Brian Davis. 2A championship action. So far, the pace in this game has varied, but physically, I think that it's been pretty consistent, and it has indeed been physical. Just one yellow card, and that assessed to Mike Roach of Boylan in the 27th minute. Kevin Wicker bangs it low to Ryan Strizala. Mentioned Ryan's Gonzalez's sister Courtney was a member of the Naperville North girls team that played for the title in June. Well, so was Wicker's sister Missy. In fact, she was the keeper. Now DeFalco.
No, that's a help. No, that's a...
Lawler plays it beyond the end line for a corner kick. So another opportunity here for the Huskies.
Let's go, Green. Green, let's go. Let's go.
Tanner Van Kampen is going to come off the bench to get Derek Patterson for a blow. Wicker lays into it, low liner. He was looking for Struzala about 15 yards out. It's cleared, and Steve Najoka, who's been a little bit quiet in the last few minutes for Rockford. Boylan plays it down to Johnson, gets a fortunate bounce. Tyler Johnson has to deal with the double team from DeFalco and Connor. He tries to split him, and the foul is called. Davidson whistles obstruction.
Number 10, Michael Rizzo, is a bit upset because he was wide open on the right wing in space all alone, but Tyler Johnson just couldn't get that ball across. Obviously, he had a couple of guys that wouldn't allow him to do that.
Right.
So the restart to the back post, and Jay's the closest thing to it, and at 6'3", that's fairly easy pickings. Now Kennedy overruns the ball. Rizzo contests, and it'll be tight.
Chris Kennedy showing us a pair of wheels. Nick Padron coming back in. And I don't think Kevin Wicker's too happy about that.
Padron and number 14, Jason Ballard, to the Titan lineup.
Ballard back on for Boylan. Padron. As Najoka breaks inside, that's going to be a goal kick beyond the end line off of Nick Padron. The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Fox Sports Chicago solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of Fox Sports Chicago and the IHSA is prohibited.
You guys really don't know, but that kid's head is shaped like that. It's not just his hat.
Thought it might have been the haircut. Boylan with the edge in play, and they will do that. Ed, you mentioned the Huskies' defensive orientation.
See, that's some nice soccer. Into the midfield, back to the defender, out to the side. Unfortunately, Matt Strayag just couldn't complete the pass outside. But they're possessing going in and out through the middle, and there's Padron, who so far has been my man of the match in the early going.
DeFalco for Monahan, and Carlson rolls into him and gets called for the foul.
Violation called against the Titans. Direct kick for the Huskies.
Hi, Matt. My name's Mark. Welcome
To the big time.
to our territory.
Wicker lays it well high and right into the breadbasket of Jeff Myers.
Myers and Matt Sayag had some good communication there. That could have been some trouble. But Sayag laid off and allowed his keeper to handle that without any interference.
DeFalco lays it off to Doug Peterson. Now Kennedy. Down the line for Monahan, and under some pressure from Sayag, who in fact wins the ball. Monahan keeps it up. Sayag lays it off to Kellen Lawler. And here's DeFalco.
Unfortunate for Tony. He read that from a mile away and just couldn't keep possession.
Najoka in a battle with Devin Connor, and the foul is called on Connor.
That's some good stuff from the referee, Steve Davidson. He allowed the play to develop to see if there was any advantage for the Titans. There wasn't, so he blew the whistle. Well, that's a look. Mark Carlson. keeping his ears warm.
To the 18-yard line, and Sturzala. You don't think his head's shaped like that, do you? No. James bangs it out.
I think he's looking for some type of endorsement deal. Mark Carlson look.
Can't do that, at least not yet in high school.
I don't know if it'll work during the summer, but.
Sturzala challenging Roach and winning it. Lays it off for Minniti. The combination play. Sturzala. Sehag is there. That's a corner kick, but a great defensive play by the tri-captain Sehag.
That's a player, but some nice stuff from Naperville North. Sturzala just can't get on the back end. Sehag went at it hard. He's really the inspirational leader for the Titans. The whole package. This guy's strong. Left footer, too. Gotta like that.
Naperville North with a couple corners here in the last couple of minutes for the advantage in that category. Now Wicker, it's headed out by Sehag again. He has been so strong. And now Kennedy from Wicker.
Kennedy snuck in behind the Titan defense. Nobody around him, and I love the type of balls that Wickard is sending into the mix for Naperville North. They're driven, they're coming in hard. All it takes is a little change of direction, and he changes the type of balls he sends in there. Sometimes he puts a little swerve on, sometimes he drives it. The last two have been driven balls, and that time Kennedy almost surprised the Titans.
Yeah, and he's had a couple, too, where he's put a great deal of air underneath. Kevin Wickard, when he is done in high school, will play his collegiate soccer in the Atlantic Coast Conference at Wake Forest University. Kennedy disrupts Roach's clearance attempt. Now Rizzo banged back into the Titans defensive half. Monahan and Roach in a battle, a little bit of clutch and grab. Sturzala tries to spring Wickard. Plays it wide, he bangs it off of Sehag and right off the side of his head, and Matt Sehag is going to need a couple of minutes to compose himself because that was a bullet.
No, that never feels good, but when the temperature is around freezing, it's even worse to handle. That came out of nowhere. No time for Sehag to react, but you can bet your bottom dollar he'll be back in playing after he gets through breathing or bleeding. See if we can get the natural sound on this.
Oh. Brother, that has got to hurt.
Wow.
Sehag now getting a little medical attention from the Titans staff.
What's your name? How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh, brother, I'll tell you what. But gamer that he is now, again, bleeding is an issue, but you're right, that is not going to stop him. Not in his last game. And he's going to take a couple of minutes to collect himself. Mentioned that the top 7 goals out of the back. David Roach will take his place in the Titans lineup. David and Mike Roach, no relation, last name spelled differently. Now Kevin Wickard will lay into it out of the corner.
Let's see what Wickard has in store for us this time. Last two have been driven.
He's got Monahan at the near post. He's got Sturzala in the middle. And wow, what a swerve he put on that. Hit the back of the net.
Here's another thing on these corner kicks. You know, a lot of these teams aren't used to driving the ball as far as they have to get it into the mix. But with the width of this field, you need a strong strike on the ball, a little bit of the outside of the foot, but Jeff Myers was there the entire way.
Wickard gets a touch on the ball, but can't control. That'll be a throw-in for Boylan. Roberto Meza looking for Tyler Johnson, or maybe Johnson played the dummy for Njoka, who puts a little bit too much on the ball and loses it beyond the touchline. It was deflected.
I think they're waiting for a substitution to come in. Indeed they are, and guess who's back in the lineup?
Najoka. Cleared by Jays. We mentioned Jays' size at 6'3". That's one thing that Chad Brown adds to the Boylan side. He's 6'1". Najoka running onto the ball, but Doug Patterson is there, and then it's cleaned up by Devin Connor.
Connor thought he got clipped from behind before the ball went out of play, but Davidson signaling in the direction of the Husky goal.
Good win again for Doug Patterson.
Greg Jays has pretty much stayed at home in this game, hasn't ventured forward too much, and that's to the liking of the Naperville North coaching staff. The one time he did get ahead of steam, Mike Roach said, hey, you're supposed to be in the back line, stay there.
We're in the final minute of the first half. Scherzala to Minetti, who is immediately double-teamed by Padron and Carlson, but look who comes up with it, Monahan. And now it's launched well beyond everything by Tony DeFalco.
Why not? Have a go. Tony had one at his feet, decided to let one fly. It's late in the half. Maybe catch some magic.
Jeff Myers will put it into play, but we are out of clock in the first half. Boylan and Naperville North have traded some punches. The Huskies with a little bit more momentum as the first half went on after the Titans had a couple of great opportunities early. David Booker will make some adjustments. Matt Sahag will listen to what his coach Jim DiZallo has to say, and then we'll see if we can settle this thing in regulation. We're scoreless. Naperville North and Boylan at halftime. The state Class 2A championship on Fox Sports Chicago.
Welcome back to the Wedgebury Sports Complex here in suburban Rockford, where we're having at it between the Naperville North Huskies and the Rockford Boylan Titans for the 1998 Boys IHSA State Soccer Final. We've been telling you all along that this year is the first year that Rockford is hosting this tournament, and spending this halftime segment with us is one of the guys responsible for bringing this tournament to this sports complex. His name is Louis Matus and is the executive director of this complex. Louis, welcome. Give us an idea of how this came about and how the state tournament got here to Wedgebury.
Well, for the last couple of years, we've been kind of talking to coaches in the areas and talking to the Marty Hickman with IHSA and discussing the possibility of coming to a soccer complex that all we do here is play soccer. So we kind of put that bug in his ear a couple of years ago. Took a couple of years to convince him, and I think at IHSA, but I think a lot of coaches are in support of it because of the quality of the fields and not only the width and the length of the field. So that's basically how it all started.
Yeah, you got to talk about a little bit of the process, and you mentioned the width of it, which is beautiful. Give us an idea of some of the other things that you feel are conducive to soccer here at this park.
Well, I think one of the main things is the pitch itself. You know, the grass. I think it's important that at this time of the year, we never know what the weather is going to be like. I don't remember ever being great weather. I guess a long time ago it did, but I think that's the #1 priority. The second part is there's enough bleachers that make it a small, convenient atmosphere. I think one of the biggest weaknesses we have in soccer in this country is we play in stadiums with 50,000 seats and we got 20,000, so it looks horrible. In a case like this, to have 2,000, 2,500, and it looks packed. So I think the atmosphere of it is very important, and I think that's nice.
Louis, and wrapping it up, you talked about atmosphere, and you got a hometown team playing in the finals. That got to add to things.
I think that's not only as we're happy, but I think IHSA is happy too, because it brought a lot more fans into the seats, a lot more excitement, I think, to bringing this back to Rockford. So I think it's a great pleasure to have not only hosting it here, but having a home team.
Louis, thanks for spending some time and continued success here.
Thank you very much.
That's Louis Matus, the executive director of the Wedgebury Sports Complex. We'll be back with halftime stats and highlights after a break. You're watching the Boys State Soccer Final on Fox Sports Chicago.
Scoreless first half, Naperville North and Boylan of Rockford. Brian Davis and Ed Vasinic. Let's talk about the Titans' Nick Padron. He had a pretty good first 40.
Well, so far he's the man of the match. He's supposed to be doing the defensive work. Watch him on the offense. A little shoulder shake right there, gets a step, unleashes the right foot. Dangerous there because Greg Jay's got his right foot up and forced his keeper, Blake Decker, to make a save. Now watch Padron operate with his back to the goal. Collects it well, holds off the mark, spins, left foot. That didn't miss by much. A couple of dangerous opportunities from Padron.
And to this point, he has kept Kevin Wicker off the score sheet as we take a look at your first half statistically speaking. You look at the offside, maybe Naperville North pushing the attack a shade more than did Boylan?
Well, you know, I kind of thought it was pretty even half, and there was a time there where Naperville North was under siege, but they were able to get in it, and they've forced a couple of corner kicks here.
40 minutes of regulation remaining. We're scoreless in the 2A Boys Championship game at Loves Park on Fox Sports Chicago. Second half is underway. Boylan now defending the goal to our left. Naperville North the goal to our right, and now Sahag bangs it off of Chris Kennedy. Matt Sahag back after being stunned in the final couple minutes of regulation by a hard shot by Kevin Wicker, whose mark, Nick Padron, had a game-high 3 shots in the first half. Tony DeFalco was high man for Naperville North with 2.
That was DeFalco right there with a long 20, 30-yard sprint after a ball.
Here's Roach playing it up the touchline. He was looking for Najoka.
Both of these teams played a week ago Saturday. They played Tuesday. They played Friday. They played this morning. Now they're playing again.
Rizzo to Johnson. He fires and he goes wide with it.
The right foot of Tyler Johnson, the sophomore, almost made himself a hero. Had a slight opening at the top. Watch the collection, the move around to the right, unleashes the right foot. That didn't miss by much, although the keeper, Blake Decker, looked like he had it covered. Tyler Johnson getting the opportunity because Mr. Brown was unable to play this evening.
Trevor Brown, worth repeating, the leading scorer for the Titans, 21 goals on the year, picked up a pair of yellow cards in the semifinal victory over the eventual third-place finisher, Frem, the defending champion. Won the consolation game earlier this evening, defeating United of East Moline 3-1, but Brown picked up the second yellow late in the semifinal match, and he is out of this one.
Well, obviously, it's unfortunate that he's unable to play because he's playing for a state championship, and he's their big gun up front. But it's unfortunate for the fans watching this game because Trevor Brown can play. He is very good with his back to the goal, protects the ball, but when he turns and faces, he is very quick. He has an array of moves. It's just a pleasure to watch.
Now here comes Padron, and he's taken down by Wicker. Came in from the side. Had a chance to get the ball, it appeared.
Wicker with a chance to get Padron. Usually it's the other way around, and I don't think Wicker is isolated on Padron when Padron has the ball, but that was a chance for Kevin to get his licks in.
Mike Rizzo. Ball is cleared away. Rizzo, it should be noted that his first half goal in the semifinal game was assisted by Trevor Brown, who also had 13 assists. Kennedy steaming down the right side, looking for Manini. The header, he scores! Anthony Manini had a great finish in the semifinal, and he has a great finish here to give Naperville North the advantage.
Chris Kennedy made this. Watch the touch and the sprint onto the ball. He had Matt Sahag tracking him. He got it across, and the sophomore Anthony Minetti, who scored the goal in the semifinal, beat the defender there with some strength, nods it down, and past Jeff Myers. Only a sophomore. Anthony Minetti, a coaching staff says, you know what, this guy is a sophomore, but he thinks like he's a senior in college. That is a big, big statement and a big, big goal for the Huskies of Naperville North.
Now here's Najoka with a chance. He tangles legs with DeFalco. It's cleared by Jays.
Can't say enough about the run of Chris Kennedy. Incredible.
Off the side of the foot, Jason Ballard, the cross by Roche. Najoka thinks about teeing it up. Hesitated just a moment too long. He bangs it off of Devin Connor. Corner kick for Boylan.
Watch the dummy run of Tyler Johnson, number 22. The ball comes across. He's going to allow this to go right by him. See, I'm not playing that. It took a defender out, gave some space to Najoka, and Najoka got the shot off.
Najoka goes to the D. Sahag to the left foot and over everything. Anthony Minetti with his 13th goal of the season in the 44th minute. This is a guy who plays club ball for the Chicago Magic, so he spends a little time beyond the high school season, but when his club responsibilities are done, he says he stays away from the game. He doesn't want to get burned out on it.
Well, like I said, he thinks like a senior in college. That's a statement. The guy knows what his body is capable of and what he wants to do and get away. Don't hear many sophomores in high school thinking like that.
Najoka to Johnson. Rizzo settles it down under pressure from Kennedy. Johnson marked by Connor. He slips him, and it's deflected for a corner kick.
Man, oh man, we're seeing a couple of sophomores here having a big effect on a championship game where these two sides are senior laden. The goal by Minetti just moments ago, and Tyler Johnson having a lot to do with the last couple of moves forward and attacks for the Titans.
Into the air, Sahag challenged by Jays. Jays wins the battle. Najoka will clean it up and try to regroup for Boylan. Titans are showing you something here. They have only trailed twice all season long. Decker gobbles it up as Sahag charges.
Watch how Matt Sahag goes to this ball. He's got a ton of white shirts in front of him, yet he bulls his way to it, and Greg Jays was just able to get there slightly ahead of Matt Sahag. Two guys who are really good in the air.
Najoka,
classy move,
is challenged by Skazala. Padron is there, and he gets tangled up and is called for the foul.
Watch this, quick thinking from Padron. Now that was a foul, but just prior to that, he got in a situation where he had very quickly knocked the ball up and over the defender to himself. Ended up losing the ball eventually, but quick thinking from Nick Padron.
Wicker with a missile. Myers was surrounded by green shirts. Matt Monahan was in the neighborhood. I want to go back to Minetti for just a second. Obviously there's 10 seniors, and then there's Minetti in that starting lineup for Booker.
I really don't think you can gauge Anthony Minetti as a sophomore. I really don't. I mean, the guy plays a lot older than he is, and for some reason he has an understanding of what needs to be done. And assistant coach Jim Conrad to Dave Booker says, you know what, for a sophomore, he thinks so much ahead of everybody, and he does a lot of things that most people don't notice. The little runs that pull defenders away, being in the right position at the right time, making the first touch in a direction that he needs to allow him to make a move. It's going to be exciting to watch Anthony Minetti as he matures physically into junior and senior and then on into college.
Tanner Van Kampen is back in the Huskies lineup. Ask Anthony Minetti, well, what do you do when you're away from the game? And he says, well, I don't know, the typical things that teenagers do. Hang out, play pool. Here's Van Kampen. Can't get past Ballard.
There's a great ball from Minetti right there.
DeFalco, the beneficiary, gets through. Rizzo gets around Carlson. He fires, and a sure save is made by Myers.
picking his way through some traffic is Tony DeFalco. He undressed Rizzo there as Mike went for the slide tackle. He got a dipping ball toward goal that Jeff Myers was forced to make a tougher save than it looked.
Here's Carlson, bangs it right into Monahan. Benetti is tackled by Sahag. Good win by Sahag. DeFalco lays it off, and it's deflected out of bounds by Rizzo. Wicker, the quick restart. The play is held up by the referee Davidson because of substitution considerations. Dan Newman will come back onto the field. Monahan amongst those taking a seat, along with Benetti.
Well, Matt Monahan has really stepped up his play late in the season and on into this tournament. And the guy who just jumped for that ball, wearing number 13, Dan Newman, not seen as much playing time as he normally does because Monahan has been playing so well.
Chris Stump also off the Huskies bench. Terzala gets a little bit of space, lays it off. He was looking for Wicker or perhaps for Stump. It's cleared.
Good idea by Kyle. That could be a green shirt in the way.
Newman. Boy, Newman works well in tight spaces. Look at him go with Terzala providing a little bit of interference.
Dan Newman looking for a little more playing time. Monahan, you can sit on the bench a while longer. Good move there. Rides up to Marco Roach and then eventually gets taken down.
It was Ryan Terzala trying to play lead blocker on the play?
I got a feeling Wicker's going to have a goal here.
Well, there, it's headed away. Wow, Padron. Boy, Padron even stops the guy from 20 yards away.
He's had an incredible game. Nick Padron has been the heart and soul. Dipping ball once again, and Padron quicker to the backside.
Kennedy leaves it for Wicker. He fires it into Padron. Newman comes to clean it up. He crosses. Stump. Terzala in the neighborhood. The clearance by Kellen Lawler.
Kellen Lawler has had a quietly good game. We haven't heard his name mentioned too much. He's a sweeper for the Titans right there, and he came to the rescue in the nick of time. We just lost the time on the clock. All of a sudden, we got zeros across the board. Either the game is over or it just started.
Welcome to Groundhog Day. We think we're in the neighborhood of 30 minutes remaining in regulation. Steve Davidson.
There we go.
Do-over. Well, Boylan might like that. Consulting the watches. Now, are those Rolexes?
No, they're Mickey Mouse watches. Steve Davidson says, well, Mickey's big hand was on the 5.
Mentioned that Boylan has only trailed twice, including 2-1 to Jacobs High School of Algonquin. That was the game where Jim DeZalo says we found our true character, and then the other, of course, was the loss at the end of the regular season to Glenbard North. Glenbard North, a team, by the way, it's the one common opponent between these teams. Glenbard North faced Naperville North twice, and North won 2-0 in the regular season, or rather, sorry, 2-1 in the regular season, and then 2-0 in the sectional final.
Actually, you know what? I was wrong about Steve Davidson's watch. It's not a Mickey Mouse watch. It's a Fred Flintstone hourglass.
Got a moment here to take a look. Okay, now we've got the clock back on, but here's a look at how the goalkeepers have fared, and look at the traffic. It's pretty even, but Decker has seen more on goal.
You know, I think that the Titans have had more dangerous chances in this game. They just haven't been able to finish.
Here's Johnson. Taken off the ball by Connor.
But I got to say, this is one of the more entertaining finals that we've seen in a couple of years.
Great pace to this game. Out of the back, the service from Padron, looking for Ballard, who is chucked by Doug Patterson. And that's a corner kick for the Titans. Nope, Davidson whistles the infraction there, so we'll get a restart instead. Referee's assistant signaling corner just to be on the safe side, but Davidson says, no, bring it about 10 yards into the pitch.
Well, with Patterson going down, he had to make sure he took the player out of the play. Otherwise, he was dead meat along the end line.
Najoka a chance, the service from Rizzo. Cleared out by North, and a push foul is called, and a restart from about 25 yards out for Boylan.
See, what Boylan is going to have to make sure they take care of now is they're only down a goal. They got over 27 minutes. They got to make sure they take care of things defensively and don't start throwing caution to the wind and everybody attacking, and then a defensive lapse for a moment gives the Huskies another chance to score.
Rizzo swerves it to the center at the 18-yard line, and it's cleared away. Here's Mike Roach. Padron gets the boot a little bit high. Play on Wicker. Gets some space. Gets a step on Ballard. He's got room. He goes inside the area. Wicker. Save is made by Myers. What a run by Wicker. But Jeff Myers is equal to it. But Preston, oh my, you were nearly correct.
Watch the move right here by Wicker. He cuts inside it. That's a great move, protects the ball, and then he splits two defenders here, and a big, big save by Jeff Myers. But the move in the midfield that Wicker made to cut the ball inside, the defender coming behind him, gave him a chance to go forward again. That is just a classy, intelligent move from Kevin Wicker.
Kevin Wicker said that he considers this team to be peaking at the right time. This team was ranked, what, maybe 8th, 10th, somewhere in that range. Well, all the top dogs are gone, and Wickert says, you know, rankings don't matter. Wickert with the flick and the save again by Myers. Wickert ×2, and Myers has been even ×2.
You know, talking about the tournament, I think one of the things that we have to mention, there's no St. Charles here for the first time in a long time, and one of the shocks of this tournament, St. Charles gets knocked off in the first round of the playoffs by a very good Conant team. And the other thing, as far as the Huskies are concerned, you know, Dave Booker thought these guys were riding a little high on their horses throughout the season, and was secretly kind of smiling when they lost a game or two, and that got this team refocused.
They lost 2 out of 3 to Waubonsee Valley and Lyons Township in the middle of October. Lose, win, lose. And Booker, you're absolutely right. He said that they were pretty cocky. In fact, Greg Jace said that at the beginning of the season, his guys thought that they could go undefeated. Here's Padron with a chance. Now Joko with a nice feed into the middle. Padron lays off for Rizzo. He goes high.
Unfortunately, that ball from Padron to Rizzo was a little bit behind Mike, and he was unable to get a full stride into the ball. Good work by Najoka. That's a nice ball. Here's an opening for Padron. Triple team, got it across. See, that pass was just a little bit behind Rizzo. You know, getting back to the Huskies, too, one of the comments that cracked me up from Dave Booker, he said, I have never seen a team so focused on the field, yet so airheaded off the field. He said, I've never seen guys leave sweats and forget uniforms, and honest to God, he says, it's the truth. But they're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When it comes to playing the game, though, they're all business. Outside of that, to steal a word from the TV show Friends, they're floopy.
Wicker tries to make another strong run. He's denied by Jim Mattis. Here's Rizzo. Side of the boot from Meza.
That was a nice idea by Rizzo, but Greg Jays saw it coming all the way.
For Wickert. Pops it high. Now he touches it back to the 18-yard line, and it's pounded down by Carlson as Wickert had a notion to close. 1-0 Naperville North as we head to the middle of the second half on Fox Sports Chicago. Just over 23 minutes remaining in regulation. Anthony Minitti's goal in the 44th minute, a header off of a fabulous feed from the wing by Chris Kennedy, has given the Huskies a 1-0 advantage. Let's take a look at the shooting breakdown, and Naperville North has been pushing the attack here in the second half, as Wicker sizes up another one out of the corner. Wickert says, you know, those rankings don't matter. It's all heart. It's all how much you want it at this time of the year. Good air under Sturzala was closing, but it's knocked out by Sahag. Derek Patterson plays it back to Jays, his defender, to relieve a little bit of Boylan's pressure, and now the takedown. Is that 2 points?
First and 10. Oh, he's going to get it out.
Mesa's going into the book. It's kind of unusual. Mesa, a very classy player.
You know, I think that was a situation where he just fell down and kind of fell into the attacker, knew he was beaten, and just kind of clamped him up.
Jim DiZallo looking on. Pondering his options. A lot of time left. DiZallo, this is his 5th season at Boylan. Wickert softly. Nice read by Rizzo. Wickert again. Minetti at the 18-yard line. 3 guys come get him, and he's taken off the ball. 5 seasons, 5 super sectional appearances. This is Boylan's 2nd consecutive year in the state tournament. So talking about making an impact. Sahag puts it wide to keep it away from DeFalco, and they have to go in the regroup. And look at Kennedy right at the touchline. He's knocked down. Handball is called. Yeah, indeed. Wicker got the boot a little bit high on Padron. Mark Carlson into the area looking for Sahag. Padron was also there. Punched down by Roach. He just floated it. Decker had to come make up a little bit of turf to gather that in.
Huskies #1. Maybe we have got a little bit the great Karnak working down there from the Husky end of things.
Going for the Titans.
Well, there's nothing wrong, if nothing else, with a little bit of wishful thinking. I'm still waiting, though, for Wicker to light the lamp to turn you into the prophet.
Come on! Get it outside!
That you so deserve to be. Now Patterson, Derek Patterson, Rizzo launches it left-footed over the bar.
Here's something about the Titans. I love the fact that they just have a go. You know, you see a lot of teams delicately flitting around the top of the D, looking for that perfect pass. These guys just turn around and woof it.
Tanner Van Kampen back onto the field. He replaces Derek Patterson. Mike Rizzo, 8 goals, 15 assists. He is #1 in that department. Roberto Meza with 14 on the season. There's Rizzo with a chance. And Jerry Birch, fresh legs, puts it beyond Jays, but the only guy there is Devin Connor. Roach. I lost track of that. Matt Monahan trying to spring Tanner Van Kampen. Instead, he lays it back to Ryan Sturzala, who now puts it down the line. And Jim Mattis gets in the way of it. Minetti. Boy, Roach had his steam. Still in the middle of the play, but he's got no help, and the ball is surrounded by 3 Huskies. Now here's Kennedy again. Watch this one. Remember what happened last time. Kennedy now slows up as Meza closed the gap, played the angle nicely, and they're still fighting for it at the end line. That's a goal kick.
High fives to Chris Kennedy. A little bit of a deja vu, and now some behind-the-scene extracurricular, and I think Steve Davidson is going to reach for the card again. Maybe both of these guys. Well, a little talking to.
Well, I don't know. You know, if it's yellow for Meza, he's going to be gone. Now he and Kennedy, I think you're exactly right. I think they're just getting a little bit of.
Kennedy laid a knee into him as he was leaving the scene of the crime.
In a situation like that, you always wonder how much the official did see.
I'm sure he didn't see any of it. That's one of those, oops, I didn't see you there.
Mason. Wicker comes to challenge him, and then Monahan. Now, Wicker and Meza have a Kodak moment. Monahan flicks it in the general direction of the goal, but nobody at all from Naperville North in that area. David Booker, mentioned earlier, 20 wins, his second highest total, but as he closes in, well over 300 wins now. 20 wins is his second highest total, but the Huskies are consistently in the 16, 17, 18 victory range in a pretty tough loop.
To the left of the screen is Jim Conrad there, the way left, hands in his pockets there. He played for Dave Booker 11 years ago when these guys finished 4th in the state, the closest that they came prior to that. And, you know, Booker said, I think one of the reasons that we made it this far is we had a little bit easier of a draw. He said, I don't know if we would have made it in the lower bracket, because back 11 years ago, we just had we had Quincy, and there was just no chance we were going to make it through. But the other thing, that might have been the easy thing for the Huskies. The tougher thing was they had to beat 4 of the 6 teams they played in this tournament twice, and that's a tough thing to do.
Here's Van Camp, and yeah, you're talking about Wheaton North, Glenbard North, Naperville Central. That game in the super sectional went to the PK after Naperville North had outshot Central 31-6.
Bit of a fat lip there for Matt.
Looking for Padron.
Tyler Johnson has had a couple of chances in this game. And now Trevor Brown, the leading scorer for the Titans, got his fingers crossed, hoping his teammates can pull one out for him. There's a goal scorer.
Derek Patterson replacing Minetti. Gonzalez for Monahan. Good trap under pressure from Carlson. Played back to Wicker. Now Mattis gets it before Derek Patterson does. Padron has got some space. Naperville North has got the numbers, but this is a good counter. Tyler Johnson lays it outside of the box. Ooh, tough bounce for Decker, but he flags it down. Put some English on that.
I don't know if it was all that intentional, but it caused some problems when it really looked innocuous.
Stump. One thing that gives Naperville North an advantage as play carries on is that they have 3 or 4, even 5 guys that they can bring into the rotation, where if you look at DiZallo's rotation for Boylan, there's a couple of guys that you see. Talking about Birch and Mattis.
Well, the fact that Jim DeZawa had to dress a goalkeeper as a field player will give you an idea as the lack of depth that the Titans have at this stage, and you know, it's injuries, suspensions, all those type of things are figuring into the mix, and he's had to do a big job of juggling things around here. And we'll go back to the fact that you're playing 3 games in 2 days.
And without your leading scorer. Jays again to the air, and the push foul is called as Padron comes in and makes contact. So a free kick going the other way for Naperville North. Strange bounce. It goes for Derek Patterson. He gets it back from Monahan. Sahag is closing. Patterson lays it to Sterzala. Into the corner for Monahan. Carlson is there, and he lets it play out for a goal kick.
I think Matt Sahag got hit in the face again on that run. He was holding the right side of his face after that move upfield by the Huskies had occurred.
Looking to see if we could see a little bit of blood on Sahag.
Number 12, Tanner Van Kampen, and number 20,
Obviously not. Steve Davidson had a very close look at it. Flipped on by Mattis.
Van Kampen and Manetti back into the lineup for Naperville North.
Tyler Johnson knocks down Derek Patterson.
He looks like he's been in a prize fight.
Manetti!
We're in the 68th minute. 80 in regulation at the high school level. Now Stump had a notion, couldn't flag it down.
Chris Stump scored a couple of big goals for the Huskies on their way here against Glenbard North. He scored 2. Gets his 10-15 minutes a game and has used them very well for Naperville North in this tournament.
Sahag. Van Kampen says, oh, look what I found, but Michael Roach wins it in the middle of the Titans' defensive half. Now, Wicker, you don't see that too often, and here comes Boylan on the counter. Padron to Nijoka. To the edge, and a nice tackle by Doug Patterson. 1-0 Naperville North. Late stages of regulation is where we're headed. From the Wedgbury Soccer Complex in Loves Park, not far from Rockford. Brian Davis and Ed Vicinic. Boylan of Rockford trying to make up a 1-0 disadvantage. Johnson is challenged by Connor. Sahag into the play, and he lays it wide. And that's going to be a goal kick. There was some contact on the play. Steve Davidson authoritative with the call, and he's going to give a yellow card for dissent.
Watch the play here by Rizzo. He holds off the mark there beautifully, then plays it forward to Johnson, and following up with Strahan, or Sahag, who started to play, and he just missed it wide.
Sahag was arguing for a penalty kick. Davidson is explaining himself to DeFalco and Jays.
Oh, the keeper, Jeff Myers, was given the yellow
They
card.
corrected it.
So he's going to have to sit out here. And they'll bring in Jeff Thomas. When you get a yellow card in high school soccer, you must leave the field for the next chance to get a substitution in.
You mean they couldn't get Chad Brown into the phone booth fast enough?
No, they could not. Well, Jeff Thomas as the guy is in the nets for Naperville North.
Padron put it toward Rizzo. The ball is won by North and banged in deep for a goal kick.
Smart play there by Strazala, because he was just looking for a substitution chance. He had no chance to play it to anybody. He wanted to get his keeper back in, so he just gave it a whack, knocked it over the end line. That allowed for the change of keepers.
So Jeff Thomas out. Jeff Myers back into the match. Strazala tangles with Rizzo. Play on. Here's Mike Roach. Minetti. DeFalco to Minetti. Looking for DeFalco. Side of the boot. And it's cleared.
Tony DeFalco has some jets. When he makes his mind up he's going after the ball, it's a burst. Goes strong, created something out of nothing there again with the give and go. But we've seen a couple of occasions where he's just turned it up.
Here's Monahan marked by Carlson inside the area. Monahan working it and still working it, and the cross and the flick and the save is made. Ryan Strazala, man, it's just a matter of inches, but Myers was right in the neighborhood.
Talk about the great tournament that Matt Monahan has had, and you saw it in that little capsule down in the corner there. Look out, he's got some speed.
And here it comes, Kennedy, taken down by Roach.
See, I want to see that again, because Kennedy last time laid a late knee into Mesa down on the floor, and I think this time Steve Davidson saw him behind the play. Kennedy goes strong, the inside position there, but something, let's see if anything happens. Oh, that time it wasn't Kennedy, although he gets the yellow card.
So a couple of minutes after his keeper, Decker, goes into the book, Kennedy follows.
You know, and to be honest, I don't know if Kellen Lawler was intentionally trying to get into Kennedy that time either. Might have been just one of those situations where Kennedy was getting up as Lawler was going over him, but
Padron, Strazala got in the way. Minetti served by Derek Patterson. Carlson takes it away. Mark Carlson has been strong. In the back for Boylan. Here's Mike Roach. He's got some room. He's looking for Najoka, and he whips on the ball.
that was just a fake.
This time he puts it in, and Padron with the header, challenged by Devin Connor.
Nick obviously wishes he could have done better with that. Najoka whiffed on the first attempt, but then had another crack at it. The guy at the Patron was making a near post run. Time's starting to run out on Rockford Boylan, playing here in front of a crowd that's not too far away from their place of education.
Just down the road, huh?
Yep.
Roach with a nice idea. Wicker gets in the way. Birch.
Now, see, I'm thinking that if I got a high school soccer team, I want to try and host this tournament. How many times has St. Charles hosted and got into the finals? Maybe there's a little magic working there.
Don't stay alert! Don't stay alert!
Foul is called against Naperville North. So the restart wide. Rizzo.
Keep going! Keep going!
Nobody near goal. Now they close in. Sahag wanted to go to the air, but the ball was driven low. It's cleared by Jays. Monahan and Rizzo fighting for it on the near side.
Huskies.
Now off the ball, Davidson calls a foul. At this time, we'd like to remind you that the Chicago Sun-Times is the official newspaper of the IHSA State Championships. Remember to pick up your Chicago Sun-Times for complete coverage of Illinois high school sports.
Boylan has made a little bit of a change here now. With time running out, they've moved Sahag up into the attack. So Matt's no longer on the back line. He is forward. Carlson got away with a handball. It was right in front of the Husky fans. There's no way Steve Davidson could have seen that.
Minetti fouls Carlson. Wicker. Good trap by Minetti. Now he pops it high and keeps it going, but had no help, and the foul is called.
Machine called against the Titans. Direct kick for the Huskies.
Playing in the 75th minute. Ryan Davis and Ed Vicinic taking you through the final stages of regulation. Naperville North getting the goal from the sophomore Minetti. Not quite 4 minutes into the second half, and that has stood for the lone mark of the game. Clearance by David Roach, and it's sent right back in by Doug Patterson. Wicker, nice chip for Derek Patterson.
That's sweet.
And Patterson, well, he almost got position, but Birch recovered himself.
Now this is something that Dave Wicker has done throughout, is get as many pairs of fresh legs out on the field as he can, and talked about it before. It's one of the advantages that Naperville North has over Boylan. Bodies.
Oh, Monahan. Carlson closed him down before he could lay into that one. Now he puts it past everything and off to the side, so a goal kick.
Running out of ideas. Jim DiSallo, look at that record. Oh, man. Is that a winning percentage or what?
This team allowed only 2 goals, or 2 goals only once, and 3 goals twice, once in the loss to Glenbard North. He knows the coach at North, and he scheduled the game, he said, kind of as a, well, favor. They wanted to play each other. Guy comes in and beats him. Then once in that super sectional win against Barrington that went to overtime. Trevor Brown scored the game winner in that. We've talked about Tony DeFalco a couple of times, as he is challenged by Sahag, gets it back. Tackled by Carlson. DeFalco, when that game went to penalty kicks against Naperville Central, it was DeFalco that had the game winner. Little jersey tug. Najoka continues, and Davidson saw it. So you have the foul here, Alex.
There's a dangerous chance for the Titans. A set piece late in the game.
25 yards out.
That shirt tug there by Jays. And once again, Davison allowed the play to carry on just a little bit to see if any advantage developed. And that didn't happen. The whistle blew.
Sahag. 5 in the wall for North. Sahag pushes it and just mishit it. And he wants to hide.
He's trying to hook that one around the wall, obviously.
Sahag rolled his eyes skyward, then pulled his jersey over his head. Two minutes remaining in regulation.
Two minutes remain in the match. 2 minutes.
Minetti challenged by Mesa. Monahan slides. Terzala fouls Padron.
Direct kick for the Titans.
Some space. Bad touch.
Rizzo from David Roach, and he's tripped up by DeFalco.
Again, another set piece, and it was created by Mike Rizzo. Put a little swivel of the hips and spun the corner on DeFalco. They need to get, you know what, the Titans have two guys that are back in the midfield. They need to get forward and get into the mix.
Into the air, it's punched out, and the rebound to Roach, and Decker makes sure this time.
What an effort by Mike Roach. A flying scissors. Got blocked at the defense and then the stop.
Sahag tries to flick it on. Najoka is there, but it's cleared. Doug Patterson.
Is there enough time for the Titans?
Najoka lays it back out to David Roach. He bangs it in. The ball is intercepted and cleared by Strazala.
Desperate times. They need to get it in the mix and hope to get something magical.
The 6-footer Jays ahead to Monahan. This ought to do it. Minetti hammered by Carlson.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Naperville North. 19 years under David Booker, and the Huskies have their first state championship. The 5th time in the tournament is the charm for the coach in his 19th year. Steady, classy, and tonight, a champion.
He's saying good things come to those who wait. The sophomore, Anthony Minetti, hoisted upon the shoulders the game, the goal, the difference for that youngster. And how about this? The Huskies go through the entire tournament without being scored upon. You're going to win a lot of games when you do that.
6 consecutive shutouts in the playoffs.
And there's a team that went to the semis last year and lost the eventual state champs. This year they get to the final and lose to the state champs. Playing without their leading scorer, Trevor Brown. Greg Jays up on the shoulders, enjoying a senior moment with the sophomore, Anthony Minetti.
And I think you're all over it. You've got to give the Titans their props. They come in here without the 21-goal scorer, Brown, and continued to attack until the final minute, literally. Only to fall to Naperville North 1-0.
I think if you look at the complexion of this game and how it developed, in my mind it was pretty evenly played, but the more dangerous chances went to Rockford Boylan as I saw the game, but on that great run down the right side by Chris Kennedy and then the finish by Anthony Minetti, that was lightning that came out of nowhere. The defense of the Titans only a couple of numbers back, and the Huskies were able to take advantage of that. But this, once again, this was a very entertaining soccer match played on a field 76 yards wide, 118 yards long. It allowed players to play.
We'll be back for the presentation of the medals and the trophies at the Wedgbury Soccer Complex in Loves Park. Next on Fox Sports Chicago. On a team that started 10 seniors, the sophomore Anthony Minetti with the game-winning goal in the semifinal, and tonight in the final, which is a great way to bring you into the Pepsi play of the game.
Well, Minetti's going to get credit, but this play is all Chris Kennedy. Watch, he plays like a safety here in the defense, reads the pass from Lawler, stepped in, long touch, races on it, goes 3/4 of the field with Sahag all over him, got it across, and then the finishing touch added right there by the sophomore Anthony Minetti. He made no mistake about it. Great finish, but Chris Kennedy made that play.
The Huskies finish with 21 victories against 4 defeats, and they hoist the hardware as the 1998 Class 2A champions in the state of Illinois.
Well deserved. Played hard, both sides.
There was some great pace to this game, some good end-to-end stuff. And one of the nice things from my end of it, Ed, was that the physical stuff did not dominate. It was there, but it wasn't overbearing.
Well, I think this says a lot for this facility, or a facility of this nature, that you can play on a field this big. There were numerous occasions. You know, soccer teams in Illinois have to play on football fields, and that's the bottom line. And when you play on fields that are 55, 60 yards wide, it's not soccer. It's just guys bumping into one another. This allowed people to see the skills of the players at this level, and they shone tonight. It was a great, entertaining game to watch. Kevin Wicker, I mean, on a smaller field, he's not going to do the things that he can do on a big field like this.
I'd like to offer a final thank you to Marty Hickman of the IHSA and the tournament organizers here at Wedgbury. For Ed Vicinic and our entire production crew, I'm Brian Davis saying so long. The final score again, Naperville North 1, Boylan nothing. You've been watching the IHSA Boys AA Soccer Finals on Fox Sports Chicago. The proceeding has been a presentation of Fox Sports Chicago. So long from Loves Park.